You know, I'm a proud resident of Martin County, Florida, and we have a wonderful sheriff there by the name of William Snyder. Sheriff, how are you, my friend?
Good, my constituent, and you?
Well, I'm doing great. And aren't you up for an election, by the way?
Well, we run every 4 years, so we run on the presidential cycle.
So you're up in this November. I just want to remind people. First of all, I couldn't be prouder of you, your department, your deputies, for the way you've handled yourselves. And I want to ask you some questions for the audience here. Sure. Can you walk us through this? When did you folks first hear that you had a guy on the run, that you had a license? Just play it out for us a little bit.
Sure. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was actually got home from church a little early, was having a cup of coffee, and they called me and said, hey, somebody just shot at President Trump, and they think they're northbound on I-95 from Palm Beach County, which is our sister county to the south. So I knew that snack was gone because my guys don't generally miss anybody. And we had the bolo to be on the lookout, vehicle description, and we flooded the zone. We do what we do here. We put cars up on the interstate, and one of my road patrol deputies right up there at the Palm City exit, mile marker 110, saw the vehicle and fell in behind it, didn't hit his blue lights because that generally makes people just run. And we got our big trucks around it, the big pickups with the big bumpers, and just forced it off I-95, did a felony stop, took him out at gunpoint. Fortunately for him, he complied, and we held him in custody until Secret Service and FBI came.
Now, you say that you waited for the bigger truck, so you're the guy in the cruiser spots him. So he's eyeballing him. He's sticking with him. He's calling for help, I guess, to come. And how long did it all take from that point to pull this guy over?
Well, we pick him up. You know Martin County. Your listeners don't, but the Palm City exit, which is mile marker 110, is where we fall in behind them. And within 2 miles, we had the big pickup trucks with the range hand bumpers we're famous for. And they fell in around them. What we do is we keep our mark units in the back, just following, so we don't spook the guy into running, because that's where you have these horrific rollover crashes and you have collateral damage. We don't want that. But on the other hand, Mark, you know Martin County, he wasn't getting out of here. We had a green light. We would have done anything we had to stop that car. He was not leaving.
Now, that Palm City exit, about how far is that from the Palm Beach border?
I think the mile marker at Palm Beach is like the 9-1 or 9-2.
Yeah.
So, so he got, well, do the math, whatever, 10, 12 miles. And then finally we picked him up. We got him. And the rest is now history.
But he wasn't that far from, at some point, leaving your county, right? At that mile marker 110.
No. He probably had 10 miles. 10 miles more
to go?
He'd been gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys were ready to shoot to kill if you had to, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, when I say we had a green light, Mark, we had a green light. We'd have wrecked the car. We'd have shot him. Well, look, we don't want to be cowboys.
No.
When nobody goes to work, wanted to kill anybody. But we were operating under the assumption he had fired on President Trump, and by God's grace, he wasn't leaving here. We were not going to let that happen. And we would have he wasn't leaving. I can assure you, he was not getting out of this county.
No, I want the nation to know.
Good chase.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, a lot of agencies have a little more restrictive policy, and they don't engage like we do, but we engage. Our job is stop bad guys, and that was the baddest of the bad.
And I just want the nation to know how professional the Martin County Sheriff's Office is, the whole department. Anytime I meet somebody, they're just as, well, that's because it's you, Mark. No, they don't all know who I am. But they're very, very good men and women and that you have in the department. And so you get the guy. We saw the video where you get him to back up, and then you put him in cuffs and so forth and so on. So you folks then immediately alert who? Palm Beach?
Sure. We let the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office know that we had their man we turn on. Well, we had our body-worn cameras on the whole time. I think you may have seen the video. We kept it on him the whole time in case he made spontaneous utterance. We clearly did not want to hurt the federal case by asking him a question. The Miranda becomes an issue. So we just kept the door open, the video camera on, kept watch on him. Then we got the a bomb detection dog from St. Lucie County came down, cleared the car. We had stopped I-95 in all directions, just, in the abundance of caution, lest there had been a bomb in there. And then northbound stayed closed for quite some time. So it was quite a scene out there.
We're talking to Martin County Sheriff William Snyder, and William Snyder is up for re-election, in case you're interested in Martin County. Of course, he has my vote, but he always had my vote. Let me ask you this, Sheriff. You turn him over to Palm Beach County. Do you folks still keep track of what's going on, or you just kind of watch the news because it's not in your jurisdiction anymore?
Yeah, what we'll do, we'll write a detailed report on what we did, what we saw. We'll give those reports to the FBI lead investigators, and we're done. Donald Trump is so gracious. He has sent word to the Secret Service and invited me and the deputies that really did the work. I got there. The traffic was so bad, it took me a bit to get to the scene. But he's invited us tomorrow to go to Mar-a-Lago, where he wants to personally thank them. And think about this, Mark. Mm-hmm. Had we not caught him, he wouldn't know if there was a gunman out there getting ready to come back. It just gives me peace of mind knowing he can get back on the campaign trail and do his thing.
No, it's so fabulous. Let me ask you a question. This fifth hole they keep talking about, the road that it is aligned with, is that I-95 or an interior road? Do you know?
Yeah, it's an interior road. It's on the south side of Trump International, just as you are going down that drive and before you turn in to the main entrance to the club. I'm not a big golfer, not a golfer at all, but I've been there. Mm-hmm. It's right off the roadway.
And this Secret Service agent who shot at the perp, I don't want his name, I don't want to cause any trouble, but do you personally know who it is, or you don't know yet?
I don't know. We know our agents, the field, the reps that were up here, and they were just holding the scene till their main guys got up here.
Are you allowed to say everything that you confiscated? I think you are, right? You've a long rifle, and what else was it? We didn't. Yeah, just to be clear, we didn't confiscate anything. I turned that vehicle over. We didn't touch it because we would have had a Fourth Amendment search and seizure issue. So we turned it over intact and what we call unmolested to the federal authorities. We put it on our flatbed, a truck for them. The traffic was too bad to get to the scene, and we drove it south with them following and took care of that for them. But we didn't touch the vehicle. Boy, you guys are really well lawyered, aren't you? You know what to do and what not to do.
Buddy, I'm a South Florida sheriff. I get sued weekly. Yeah, no, I'm well versed in lawyers. Fourth Amendment.
Yeah, well, that's very, very good, very important. So, you're going to be visiting Donald Trump, you said, tomorrow with the deputies, correct?
Yes, sir.
He's a remarkable man.
For the ones that were right there that stopped the vehicle and saw it.
Yeah. Well, people don't understand, his supporters do. But the people who hate his guts don't understand what a warm human being he actually is and what a kind person he actually is.
He is.
I say this to you, Sheriff, and it bothers me a lot. I'm an old Justice Department guy under Ed Meese and the Reagan administration and so forth. I do not feel like the resources necessary and so forth are being applied here. Maybe they will now, but I look at this. I look at Rehoboth Beach. I see Joe Biden on that beach. Don't say anything that's going to get you in trouble. I'm just saying this. I see Joe Biden on the beach. People are walking next to him. They're walking around him. They're walking by him. Okay, fine. It must be pretty tough for the Secret Service to secure a beach, a public beach, and he's there a lot for an entire town. Then we have this golf course, and the reason I asked you about that road, that interior road that runs parallel with the fifth hole and so forth, it wouldn't have taken a hell of a lot just to put a few guys out there while he's golfing, to walk the exterior of that golf course on that interior road while they're walking the golf course, no?
I want to be so careful, Mark.
You know what? Don't even answer that. I don't want to cause trouble.
Yeah, I know this. Donald Trump, I've been calling him this all
I think we just lost him.
on the planet.
Sheriff, I think we lost you there for about 10 seconds. Go ahead and start over. I'm sorry.
Am I back? You got me now?
Yes, sir.
I was saying he's the highest value target in the world. He's been shot once already. I wouldn't care if they deployed an entire army battalion to protect him. Mm-hmm. I mean, at what point do you say enough is enough and put the man in a protective cocoon and make sure that he's safe? I know this. Rick Bradshaw is one of the best sheriffs in the state of Florida. I know he will commit whatever resources. Yes, the Palm Beach County Sheriff, fantastic sheriff. He'll commit the resources necessary. I can't imagine that anybody's going to get a shot at that our former president again.
No, I have found the Palm Beach cops to be the best, too. They're just terrific. The sheriffs.
Oh, man, they are.
You know, the whole state. Well, almost the whole state. You got really great sheriffs there. Well, any final words, Mr. Sheriff?
Well, my final word is this. I appreciate your voice, Mark. I'm proud to be your sheriff. I'm thankful that Donald Trump was not injured. I really do. And I don't just say this. I pray that God keeps him safe and well. And I look forward to shaking his hand tomorrow and telling him it was a pleasure taking that would-be killer off the streets.
God bless you, Sheriff. I hope to see you one of these days soon.
I look forward to it, man. Call me anytime. 911. I'm easy to find.
Okay. God bless you.
Yeah,
take
buddy.
care. See you.
Thanks,
take
man.
care of yourself.